But we haven't been this nervous with the guests in a while.
Yes.
Why? We're both huge fans.
Yeah, we're huge fans, and
Thank you.
And it's one of these amazingly surreal moments. Dear listeners, we have the great honor and pleasure to have Sharon Stone here, and I say
it's
that
terribly
because
exciting
it is
for all of us.
I really, this is the first time in Sim that I feel pretty. I guess like
pretty.
No,
You're pretty.
No, I don't feel that. I feel like I don't know my words. Like I've lost the ability to speak. That is fucked up.
Spit it out.
Okay, Sharon Stone, you're in my dining room, and
It's a very lovely dining room, I might add.
And I'm
You're a
so
mommy.
thrilled that you're here, and I can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so I would love to. I was thinking about normally when we have a guest, I think about kind of what would interest that person, and so I thought of a couple of ideas to talk to, like to sort of get this going. Rainbows and kittens. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk to you about a little bit is I was talking to Sim, and this doesn't. I just want to hear your thoughts on a couple of subjects, but I was talking to Sim about. Because I was watching an incredible performance by this actress who's an unconventional beauty, and she's doing this naked scene, and she's kind of oiled up, and she's got armpit hair, and it's wildly sexy. And I was thinking about how somebody can convey sexual energy, because that's something I'm really fucking bad at. Because it makes me so nervous. Like if a photographer says, "Oh, sexy, be sexy," I want to burst out in laughter. I have no idea how to have.
Laughing is sexy.
You think? I don't know if my laugh is sexy.
Of course it is. That's why you're so popular. I think that when people say that they're not sexy and they don't know what's going on. When I was doing Basic Instinct and we had that scene in the police station.
I don't remember that one.
I said, I'm not going to wear some low-cut dress and I'm not just going to be that kind of way to the director. And the director said, I don't care if you wear a turtleneck and a bun. And I said, good, because that's kind of what I wanted to do. And he said, great, do that. And I just feel like, real sexuality is in your mind.
Right.
And, when you're with someone sexually, it's happening in your mind. That is what's making it's a body, mind, and spirit connection when everything is really at its best. And I think in your acting, if you can't connect with it, it's because you're not disciplining yourself to the wholeness of the experience.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you're naked or if you're wearing a chair on your head. If you're in the scene,
I'm going to fuck you with a chair on your head.
Exactly. It'll be the same. It won't matter. Because you could, in a crisis moment, in a dramatic scene, be up against a wall, jammed against a bunch of broken furniture, having a chair over your head, and the only way out is if you can fuck somebody to let you go. And
I like this movie.
But you won't care if you're naked in the scene.
Right.
If you're fighting for your life.
Right.
You won't, because you don't care. You wouldn't certainly care in the moment because you're fighting for your life.
Right.
So it has to be bigger, the impact and importance of the scene. And if it isn't, then why are you really naked?
Right. And I've always had a problem, and I'm sure Sim will disagree with me on this, but in comedies, when there's suddenly tits, like, I love...
But tits can be funny.
Can they? I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I talked Albert Brooks into allowing me to be naked in the Muse.
Interesting.
I wanted to be naked because I get in the scene and with Andie MacDowell, and I don't want her to be in the bed with me. And I'm like, well, the best way to have her not be in the bed with me is if I don't put any clothes on.
Yeah.
And Albert's like, well, what would that look like? I'm like, it would look like my big ass getting in the bed naked. And I think that's funny because she'd be horrified.
Right. And contextualize. Yeah.
I think she'd just be like so horrified that I would do that she wouldn't want to get in.
But you're right. I totally concede to your point, but I do think that tits out of nowhere are a little without a reason.
Well, like American Pie or movies like, which are sex comedies, for example, really funny ones where you expect that, and it's maybe you don't get a laugh when it shows up, but that's part of the.
It just takes. I just want to look at the tits.
I can flash you right now in the audience.
Really?
Yeah. Look.
Woo!
Right?
Oh, I got tonight. I got it. I own this shit. Come on, Faris. Podcast your little ass off. But no,
you can show your whole audience right now, and they will laugh.
Well, are you guys laughing? Please laugh through my nervousness. Okay, so and then the other thing we were talking about, sexuality for me, it just taps into something that I'm insecure about, And
Why?
Lots of reasons. We could be here for hours.
So one.
Oh, I guess my mom instilling a lot of modesty in me, even though I'm very raunchy. I think and I think that's why I'm.
What did she say about it?
Oh, she just was very sexually conservative. She just wanted me to, be a virgin until I was married, and believe it or not, I wasn't.
You broke her heart into a million tiny pieces. Okay. I think that's a pretty American perspective.
Yeah. Wouldn't it have been nice? I wish I was raised in Denmark.
I don't think that the human body is I just don't see it as such a big deal.
I wish I'm learning, but I'm 40 now, but I feel like I'm coming into a more sensual place in my life, I guess.
I think that 40 is probably the most sensual. That's just the most wonderful time when you turn 40 and you finally are like, there's a different perspective on your womanhood and your womanness. It's a beautiful age. It's great. I remember turning 40 and I was like, I'm 40. It was like, ooh.
There is power in it. Maybe that's why I say it.
Yeah, it's very, I don't know how to explain it.
I had a different wave when I turned 30. I think I'm still figuring out what my 40 wave is. But when I turned 30, I had this feeling that I didn't expect, but a feeling of power and liberation. And it kind of took me by surprise because in this town, you're supposed to dread those mile markers. And but embracing them, I don't know, feels a lot better.
I don't think you have to go into agreement with any kind of oppression.
Yeah.
I think that's a waste of stress.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
I prefer to use my stress on other less important things.
Like what?
Can't get the jar open.
Do you get any road rage? What ticks you off? I hate it when people wait for a parking space.
I don't like bad taste.
Oh, I have a lot of bad taste in this room. Did you see Anatomy of the Penis, though?
No. You have a lot of joy. You have a lot of joy and a lot of, you're like at home.
Yes.
Here, which is nice. And there's a lot of, you can see a lot about who you and your family are, which is very warm and really nice.
Oh, good.
Yeah. My house is much more disciplined and sterile than yours.
That's what I want, though. I want that.
You'll grow into it.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to have your children break all the things that you now have and hold dear to you. And then once they're all gone, you go for modern.
Yeah. Jack, last night, I gave him a chocolate pretzel because that's what I did at night and whatever. Anyway, he was holding on to it and then he put his hands on my duvet. And now I have these little chocolate handprints on my duvet. And I was thinking, I'm not going to wash that. I was like, I need to keep that. I can buy like I'm fortunate enough to be able to buy another duvet if I want, but I want like this thing messed up and loved. And I was like, maybe I'm just going to keep this as like...
I think this is what happens. You get things and you're precious about them, and then you get children, and then nothing really matters.
Right.
And then you go through like a period of that, and then they hit a certain age, and you're like, okay, we're done, and we're going to clean out the house.
Yeah.
And then the garbage trucks move up, and you just throw away. Everything is in shreds.
Right.
And then you do a little redecoration, and then they realize that their days are numbered.
Love that. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by ZocDoc. Who gets excited about trying a new restaurant that has 2 out of 5 stars? When it comes to finding healthcare, don't ratings matter even more? ZocDoc is a free app where you can compare doctors, read reviews from real patients, and even make same-day appointments. When I finally called to reschedule my dentist appointment, I was told that my dentist had been retired for nearly 3 years. In my defense, parking was a nightmare. Through ZocDoc, I found a new dentist who had great reviews, took my insurance, and whose office was actually within walking distance. I was also able to book an appointment instantly without talking to a receptionist who made me feel guilty about not having my teeth cleaned for 3 years. My new dentist didn't make me feel guilty either, and only suggested I floss a little more often. Whether you need a primary care physician, dentist, dermatologist, psychiatrist, eye doctor, or other specialist, ZocDoc makes healthcare easy. Now is the time to prioritize your health. Go to ZocDoc.com/unqualified and download the ZocDoc app. Sign up for free and book a top-rated doctor who might be available as soon as today. That's ZocDoc.com/unqualified. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Warby Parker. Warby Parker was founded with a rebellious spirit and the lofty goal of creating boutique quality eyewear at a revolutionary price point. Sunglasses, with or without a prescription, start at $95 and, just like eyeglasses, are available through their home try-on program. You just choose 5 pairs and see which ones you like. I was surprised by how quickly they arrived, which presented me with the immediate problem of deciding which ones to keep. I loved all of them, so you can guess what happened. And not only can you feel good about how cool you look, you can also feel good knowing that for every pair of glasses sold, Warby Parker distributes a pair of glasses to someone in need through partnerships with nonprofits like Vision Spring. Offering eyeglasses, sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams, Warby Parker is committed to providing exceptional vision care online and in stores. So put your FSA or HSA dollars to good use on Warby Parker prescription glasses, prescription sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams. Try Warby Parker's free home try-on program. Order 5 pairs of glasses to try at home for free for 5 days. There's no obligation to buy. Ships free and includes a prepaid return shipping label. Try 5 pairs of glasses at home for free at warbyparker.com/unqualified. That's warbyparker.com/unqualified. Okay, so we do a segment on our podcast, which is ridiculous, called Deal Breakers.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's in the dating world.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm not deeply involved in that world.
You can just...
Not that I'm opposed to
These are just your opinions and your thoughts
Okay.
that you can share with us. Okay, would this be a deal breaker? He doesn't have a cell phone. You can explore anything you want.
Not a deal breaker.
Okay.
Really?
No.
Why is that?
They might leave me alone. It might not be, where are you? What are you doing? What's going on? They might actually be a person who would speak to you, like sit down, call you on an old-fashioned phone and have an actual conversation with you instead of thinking that endless texting was a relationship.
But what about the other way around? What if you wanted to get through to him, or what if you wanted to say something to him?
I might not. I might be fine with I'll talk to you when I see you. I might not need to have the urgent, constant. I'm not my relationship is an appendage person.
Okay.
I'm individuated in relationship.
That is amazing.
That's amazing. That's
how do
incredible.
we get so enlightened? Will you teach us? I want to have the tea you're having. I like that you
do.
I like it that you. I like it that you made a deal breaker, because usually we set them up so they're sort of negative. But I love it that you swung it around and you're like, no, actually, this is my man.
Yeah, where is he? Let's get him over here.
Okay, his name is Zen.
That could be okay. He might have had those kind of hippie parents that grew up in a commune. And
we discussed
then
this.
He might be a person who's like, I really am not going to be that.
He has no last name. His name is just Zen.
He is not that. He is actually an international promoter of clubs. But not his, that's not
What
his.
kind of clubs?
Oh, I like this.
Nightclubs or
babe.
Yeah, like
dance
clubs, EDM clubs.
Yeah.
Oh, those kind of clubs.
All over the world. Tel Aviv,
Dubai.
Hey, babe.
Is he? So he's a Middle Eastern guy named Zen.
No, he's actually from, where is he from? He's from Tulsa, originally. But then he moved to New York.
How old is he?
He's 47. But he says that he's in his fourth decade.
You might know my guy. A cowboy named Zed who has clubs all over the world. I'd have to roll him out here with no cell phone. He might be my guy.
Okay, our Zed is in.
Can he ride horses?
Yeah, kind of.
Good. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Both of them, first two, not deal breakers.
Not deal breakers.
He takes you to a nice restaurant and uses a gift card to pay.
That's okay.
On a first date.
A first date.
Okay, so maybe someone loved him enough to want to have him take someone out and go somewhere nice.
Yeah?
Also okay with me.
Well, Sim, will you tell, when we were talking about this earlier, I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but Sim had a different take on it.
Yeah, I just thought it might be a little embarrassing on the first
tell
date.
your story.
Because I think, I remember I was on a first date and I took her to a restaurant, but my friend had already given me a gift card to that restaurant. I was debating whether or not I should use the gift card, but I thought that would just make me look like a cheapskate. I'm not going to do that.
I think it makes you look like someone loved you and gave you a lovely gift and wanted you to have a nice dinner with someone else.
But I think you're kinder than most people.
I feel like that's something that women would just start talking to their friends about. It's like, yeah, he took me on a first date. It was great, but then he used a gift card to pay for the dinner.
Right.
Well, then they're more interested in your display of your finances than they are in you.
That's
so
true.
Who gives
That's a very good
shit
point. Yeah, no, I would.
Who they are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think she's right.
So dump that bitch.
You are very, very. Okay. He has a collection of his baby teeth in a jewelry box. This looked like I tapped into something.
I think this is finally. I think we finally got her. With
Just because the tooth fairy had to come to my house last night.
Oh, okay.
Because my son lost another tooth yesterday, and I do have all of their baby teeth.
My mom does too. Yeah.
And do you have your son's?
Yep. Well, he hasn't lost any teeth yet, but I will.
Right? And I have all of them, and it's like I have all these baby teeth. And, maybe like the guy's mother died and he has kept the teeth. She had the teeth and he thought that is unbelievable that she kept all my teeth. I don't know. Like I have all these teeth and it's like, I don't know what the hell to do with them. Do I like put them on a little chain and have like a gold chain of all these teeth, which I think would be so rad. And you put them on little gold things and have like a long,
freak people
like
out.
opera length chain of
teeth,
baby teeth.
them.
Don't you think that would be cool?
That would be. What about a choker?
Choker. I just think I have so many. I could have a long strand that I wrap a couple times and it's just all baby teeth. And I'm like, what's that? Baby teeth. What the hell's on your necklace? Baby teeth.
Baby teeth.
Baby teeth.
Baby teeth.
Just like that, real quick. Baby teeth.
That would scare the shit out of me in the best of ways.
You know, we get a lot of fan art. I already know someone's going to come up with a picture of Sharon wearing baby teeth.
Wearing baby teeth. Yeah, so I can't say that would totally be a deal breaker either because I've got a whole box of baby teeth myself. So I don't really, I don't know. Does he have kids? Maybe he's a single dad and got a whole lot. Or these are his own baby teeth.
Yeah.
So far,
Collected.
all of these people have been turned, like...
No, she's accepted every single one.
They're okay.
You're in a very accepting place in life. I love that.
I'm a Buddhist. What can I say?
That's amazing.
People are people.
Are you into astrology?
Not profoundly.
What are you? Do you mind my asking?
Pisces. My birthday was just the other day.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah.
I don't really know much about it. I'm a Sagittarius, but I don't really know anything about it.
We are supposed to get along the best of other people, other than Pisces get along with Pisces too.
My husband's a Gemini. One of the first like lines that he used for me was he said, Sagittarians and Geminis are supposed to really hit it off. And I was like, oh God, get out of here. But I wasn't. I was like, actually, come on in.
See?
Yeah.
See?
It
Whatever.
Yeah. Okay, he has a tiny heart tattoo on his ball sack.
Ooh.
We finally got her.
That's that makes me
little.
think that he likes pain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he might. But maybe it was a long time ago. I don't know. I don't know what
That makes me think that someone is into pain in a very odd way. Mm-hmm. That could give me the willies. That right there could make me be like.
It's especially creepy, the idea of a heart.
Any sort of tattoo on your genitals, you got to imagine would just hurt like crazy.
Especially on the scrotum.
Any of that. Like, I wouldn't think that a buzzing hot needle onto any of your private areas would be tremendously good. There'd have to be a damn good reason for that to be there. Like, when they killed my whole family, I started having a hidden place, and I just wanted to do it. And I thought, what did I do? And it's there, and it's to take it. And then you'd be like, okay, maybe. But otherwise, you'd be, no.
No tiny heart tattoo on the ball sack.
I think unless you're, I don't know.
I think that we're pretty lucky as women that our genitalia are sort of tucked in there. We've talked before about the idea of retractable penises and if men would like that. But
have you ever heard Wanda Sykes stand up on the detachable pussy?
no.
You really want to see that.
I do.
It's a YouTube. You want to
Okay.
get right on that.
But wait, can you tell me though quickly, does she want a detachable pussy?
In this particular stand-up routine, she discusses having a detachable vagina and what it's like when you go out for a jog and someone stops you and the whole thing. And then she left it at home in a shoebox and her boyfriend found it when she was out. It's the whole thing. It's just fantastic. It is, I would say, one of my all-time favorite stand-up pieces that I've ever
brilliant.
seen.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like I can watch it 10 times and I'm still crying when I see it.
Oh, I can't wait. I need,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Okay, so now.
Should we just go down to the how would you proceed before
Yeah.
we go? Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. This is called How Would You Proceed?
Okay.
Okay, you're filming a movie with Dame Maggie Smith.
Oh, that's a dream come true.
But during one of your most pivotal scenes, Maggie says your line, which is, "We got him!" And it's your line at the end of the movie.
Uh-huh.
And Dame Maggie Smith says, "We got him!" instead of you. And the director yells, "Cut." How would you proceed? Are you cool with
If she said it instead of me, I would just look at her like, you're fucking right we did, baby. Are you kidding?
Would you say it or look? You're fucking...
If I had time, I'd look at her and go, you're fucking right we did, baby.
Okay, all right. Let's do the scene.
Ready?
All right, and
Okay.
action.
English accent.
Okay. Oh God. But okay, Dame Maggie Smith is playing Cockney. Okay.
Okay, go. All right.
All right, and action.
We got it.
Fucking right.
Got.
Maggie, you were so amazing.
Sharon Stone stole my line. I was supposed to have the ending line, and she went and took it.
You're going to have to talk to Sharon about that.
Cut me out. Just leave it on Maggie at the end.
But I don't want her to take the high road right now and get away with it.
Someone
If she wants the fucking line,
someone should punish
she can
me.
say it before my line. But I contractually have the last line of this fucking film.
Please give it to Maggie.
Sharon.
And could someone give Maggie something to beat me with?
Oh, fucking Sharon. She always wants me to fucking beat her. Fine. Fuck you. Yeah. Oh, get out of it.
Thank you for the beating.
Fuck you. Okay. Should we do Karen Sarducci?
Let's do it. Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it.
Okay. This is Karen Sarducci.
Karen Sarducci is actually the CEO or the head of Imaginarium Films.
Walk her past the Oscars. Donovan, walk her past the Donovan.
Sharon, I'm about to introduce you to Karen right now.
Walk her past
Okay.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Past the Oscars. Past.
Oh, yes. Oh, if you can see all the Oscars that Karen has
Fuck,
won.
don't be fucking
Oh,
obvious.
sorry about
Don't
that.
be fucking...
Karen, I'd like you to meet
Hi.
Sharon Stone.
How do you do?
Pleasure to meet you.
I'm Karen Sarducci. It is just so lovely. Thank you for coming. It's
my honor.
Oh, no. It's mine. I'm so grateful.
Of course it
that
is.
I loved. I have a couple of movie ideas. I'd love your thoughts. We want you as our sort of flagship, if you will. You know, we just love you. I want to talk to you about a couple of movie ideas. Donovan, will you also get the pages and everything ready, please?
Yes, they're all right here.
Thank you.
It's all set for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Donovan, he's a snappy assistant.
Oh, he's wonderful. He's wonderful. He's fucking the worst. He really is the fucking worst. Just between you and me.
I heard that.
Fuck you.
I have an opening, Donovan, at my company.
I'm sorry. Sorry, you can have him if you'd like him. If you sign on to the movies, he's yours.
Are you being serious,
Take Donovan.
Sharon?
Okay, no.
Indeed.
Wait,
I'm a hard worker.
All right, let's do
I've
the
heard
movies.
that.
Let's do the movies. Let's do the movies.
The hard and the working.
The first movie that we wanted to talk to you about is called Casino 2. Foreclosure. Mm-hmm. We would love for you to reprise your role as Ginger.
Mm-hmm. But she's dead.
No, we've worked that out.
And how does that go?
Well, you come back from the overdose and whatnot.
Is it a twin thing or is
No,
it
it's you.
Right back.
Right back. They can do that now.
Oh, it's like one of those adrenaline to the heart, Pulp Fiction kind of things. It's like the movie opens with like a...
Yeah, easy
I like
peasy.
that.
We don't want that exact scene because that's so iconic. But maybe we could have somebody like stab you in the temple with
with
the adrenaline shot.
I didn't like it.
You're good. That
like it.
Now that would be iconic, right, Donovan?
I think it's iconic.
Needle
I like it.
temple
Or,
stab.
in the Wall Street thing, maybe we could have someone like, shoving it in my rectum or
So everyone you know
something.
is your house is getting foreclosed upon. The casino is getting foreclosed upon, and literally everyone you know in Vegas. Every single person's home is getting foreclosed upon.
I see.
So Ginger, as you know, knows her way out of a bad situation. So we're going to sort of build you as the heroine, sort of Aaron Brockovich.
Heroin dealer or actual...
Both. That's not a bad idea. Heroine. Donovan.
Heroin, who's also a heroin dealer. I got it.
Thank you. Right. So anyway, do you like that idea? Because we're ready to green light.
And the director would be Scorsese again?
We're actually thinking one of the Stevens.
We are.
We are. That's what we're thinking.
Oh, well, edgy.
Yeah.
It's edgy.
Do you like it? Foreclosure, it's relevant.
It is?
I've heard about it. My children, Milo and Ventimiglia, we were just on our way back from Christchurch. Is that correct?
That's right.
And we were...
You're a religious family.
No. We just went for my kids wanted to do that fucking, I don't know, what's it called, where you tumble down a hill in a balloon.
The balloon tumbling down the hill.
That's not what it's called, but anyway, in New Zealand they like to do all those high risk things, jumping off of shit and like, I don't know what else they go roll down a mountain in a bubble. What else do? They fucking zip line everywhere. They zip line to the fucking grocery store, don't they?
I see.
Down there, anyway.
I see.
But my kids fucking love it.
Is it like Australia and South Africa, where, what are those places called, where they sent criminals in the old days? It's the colonies originated with just criminals.
I think it's just, Donovan, look it up.
Yes, I think that was, okay, I'll look it up.
There were like penal colony countries that started out like that.
Don't forget penal.
Penal, look at it.
Yes, it was sort of like that. But I don't know, kids and their adrenaline. What makes my adrenaline rush, if you will, is collaborating with you.
I am just almost honored by that.
Well, as you can see, we Imaginarium has created, a number of what was it done in
Oscar-winning films.
Oscar-winning films. I didn't want to say that because whatever, but you can see for yourself.
It's self-flagellating.
Yes. So, Casino 2 Foreclosure. We'll talk to your agent about it.
I think that's a spectacular idea. I'm not sure that I can work it into my schedule, though. I've signed on for a number of animated films.
We can make this animated. Because, you know what?
Now, there is something intriguing to consider.
R-rated animation is the rage. We're all getting into it.
So it's an angry film.
It's Ginger.
It has rage.
It's for foreclosure. Everyone.
It's a rage-driven animated film.
It's a rage-driven. Yes, you
I
are.
that. I like that.
You do. I'm so glad.
It's like the Fight Club of animation.
Yes, it is like the Fight Club. We could have Ginger. Would you like to be dual personalities?
Never before has anyone spoken my language so succinctly. I am at one with you, Karen. It's really, I feel like a wash in a kind of a warm bath of dual comprehension.
Yes, I love warm baths. That is how I relax. In fact,
shall we?
I do. Would you?
Do you want me to set up the executive bath for both of you?
Yes, Donovan. I would.
Okay.
Perhaps we have found his.
I'm actually
oeuvre.
I'm feeling it a little dirty. So
likewise.
I want to get clean. I want to get clean with you, Sharon.
That might take some time.
Bath salts or bubbles?
Salts.
Salty. We'll take salts.
Okay. Don't leave out the pepper.
And if Mauritius calls, tell him I'm not here. Ooh, it's warm.
Well, thank you for seeing me today.
Thank you for seeing who I really am, too.
Pleasure is mine.
Oh, Sharon.
I'm going to close the door.
I knew that you would take Karen down, but I didn't know how.
She did it. She took Karen down.
She totally did.
I gave that girl a bath.
Oh, my God. She needs one so badly.
Scrubby-dubby.
Whoa, that was intense. I might have to take a breather. Holy shit.
Let's do a 5-minute break, and then we can do our 2 calls, and then we can end the show.
I'm in love with Sharon Stone. I love you, Chris Pratt, but I gotta tell you, something's going on in my heart.
You have a little scrubby-dubby.
Other regions.
We might have to see what's inside the little doll.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Osea. Wondering what to gift your friends and family this holiday season? Female founded over 25 years ago by a mother and daughter team, Osea's award-winning cleansers, serums, face moisturizers, and body products give you the results you want. Skin that looks and feels amazing. I recently got to try Osea's new body butter, which, like their now famous Undaria algae body oil, transforms dry skin without being greasy, has the same incredible scent, and leaves your skin soft, smooth, and healthy looking. If my experience is any indication, you can count on your partner giving you a lot of compliments. This holiday season, stock up and share your new favorite clean skincare and body care with your friends and family. Unqualified listeners get 10% off your first order with promo code ANNA at OseaMalibu.com. You'll get free samples with every order, and orders over $50 get free shipping. Gifting is always easier if you start early, so head to OSEAMalibu.com. Use code ANNA. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by State Farm, and in honor of their surprisingly great auto insurance rates, I'm going to tell you about a particularly surprising day on set. It takes me a long time to read a script. For almost every line of dialogue, I will stop to figure out why my character would say it, how it fits in the conversation, and how it's going to come out of my mouth. Between the lines, there are larger chunks of text which describe everything else happening in the scene. Maybe what a room looks like, what characters are wearing, and what they're doing. As I often underestimate how long everything in my life takes, I know I can make up some time by reading those larger chunks a little faster. I got the script for Overboard about 6 months before we started production. I read it in my warm living room, wearing comfortably warm clothes, sipping from a warm mug of tea. Somehow, it never occurred to me that when you jump off a boat in the middle of the ocean, the water is surprisingly cold. And it doesn't get any warmer on take 2. Here at Unqualified, we love State Farm because they provide coverage that meets your needs at a surprisingly great rate. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
We're going to call Charlene first, and she's actually in Paris, France. Oh. And she's waking up for us. It must be
middle of the night,
3 a.m.
Right.
Hey,
Hi.
Charlene.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Charlene. It's Anna and Sim.
Hi.
And you're not
Hello.
Gonna... Hi.
How are you?
Good. And
Bonsoir.
the most amazing
Bonsoir.
Sharon Stone is here.
Hello.
Thank you for waking up.
Ça va bien?
Well, thank you for calling me. I mean,
What time is it over there?
it's almost 3.
We'll get through this quickly so you can wake up for work.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Charlene, talk to us about this new guy you're dating.
Okay, so I met this guy on Tinder 2 months ago. He's British. I'm French. And it's been going very well. He's a gentleman. He's perfect. Everything is perfect. But one thing is that even though we have great chemistry, he has a very low sex drive, and I don't. And I'm worried that it starts to become a problem, an issue in our couple.
Oh, man.
I have found in my experience when men are perfect and they have a low sex drive that they're not always entirely heterosexual.
Oh.
And that you have to really be sure that they are, or that there are, sometimes they're just not wholly sexual. That some people either are not wholly heterosexual or they're not wholly sexually engaged. And if they aren't in the beginning, they don't become more sexually engaged. They become less. And people who are not sexually engaged with you and yet are perfect in every other way, this is not a relationship that's going to get better. It's going to get worse. And then the problems that ensue from the lack of sexuality create in the person who is not getting sexually cared for tremendous sense of insecurity and lack of validation.
Yes, yeah.
So they're really not perfect in every way. They are overcompensating for the fact that you do not have the intercourse and of sexual intimacy. So it doesn't go where you want it to go. And I would say that this is not going to be your mate.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, Sharon, that was incredible. How do you feel? How do you feel?
I don't know. I think, well, my theory is more like he's 30 and his love life has been just a series of disappointments. Women would only friend zone him, reject him. He had on, yeah.
Do you have to think to yourself, do those stories add up to someone who has had a lot of reasons not to have a sexuality or not?
Probably. I think it's very low self-esteem. He has no self-confidence at all, especially with women. Yeah.
Well, are you his therapist or nurse or his partner?
Oh, no.
You told me yesterday that you were willing to try and help him and be patient with him. But I'm wondering, because when she was telling me that, I was thinking that's probably not going to work. I think he's pretty much, like you said, probably set in his ways.
What I'm thinking is, why? You've known him for 2 months. He's not your project. It's one thing if you'd been with him for 15 years and then this suddenly happened, but you've known him for only 2 months and he came like this. It's like, these shoes don't fit.
How does he react when you initiate, or does he just kind of shut you? How does that go?
Oh, well, he usually he's the one that initiates. He's very into it when he is. It's just he's not kinky. He won't. For instance, when we see each other, it would be only one time. There won't be any second time for sure. Earlier, we had a conversation and I said I was very stressed out and I needed to relax. And he said, well, tomorrow we can have dinner and either sex or sex or sex. And I made a joke and I said, well, can we have sex 3 times? And he said, oh, well, you're asking for the impossible.
Yeah. But you like sex. I love you.
I like sex.
I like sex. I know. I love that.
Yeah, I think people who are wanting to have an intimate relationship with someone in their life generally just like sex. I don't think it's just you, or that you should think that you're different than anyone else. I think that on an average, people like sex. We've been taught not to talk about it or not to say so, or to think that if we ask for it, that's not okay. But
I've been raised otherwise, so that's good. So open-minded family, and yeah.
And he probably has the opposite, right?
Well, yeah, he's British. He was raised in a very British family, very repressed.
I wonder if maybe the newness of the relationship is a factor too.
I think he's impressed by my experience. The first night I handled things that made him very nervous. And then, well, I realized that he needed to be approached in a more gentle way. He definitely enjoys
You're a tiger.
Well, that's good. He enjoys it. Yeah, right?
He's enjoying it. He's having a good time. He said that I was probably the best sex he's had. So that's good. It's just that
So maybe he just needed to meet you. Maybe he just needed to meet you and to bring it out of him. I don't know.
It's still not enough for me.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. You're allowed to have a partner that's enough for you. You're not engaged or married or going steady. You don't have to have sex with only him either, P.S.
Ooh, now we're talking. I like this.
You're allowed to have other partners. You don't have a committed relationship with this guy. Just use condoms to take care of yourself.
Well, I don't really plan on
You
having
like him
multiple
a lot.
partners. I do. He's great. He's very supportive.
But can a relationship sustain itself if there's no sex or lack of sex?
You know what? It's too early to make this call, I think. Only 2 months.
But what Sharon was saying, if it's this bad this early, it's probably not going to get much better, right?
Well, it actually becomes very stressful because you have more of an emotional investment, and then you're getting less support on the investment that you're making. So it becomes more problematic and more stressful and more difficult to disengage.
Yeah.
I have found that these situations are a boat with a hole in it that only gets more and more water in the boat. I don't think that these are things that you resolve. This is a problem the person comes with. It's not something that you can fix. And
Damn.
Yeah, I'm not really trying to fix it, but maybe understand it. But
do you think understanding it is going to resolve your sexual tension?
No, I think I need a way to approach this without ruffling him or making him feel uncomfortable. I want to talk to him about it without making him think that he doesn't satisfy me, or I don't want to hurt his feeling.
What do you want to accomplish in the discussion?
I want to understand first what's going on, because he told me he had anxiety with sex. He told me that, but he never told me why. Maybe a way I could approach him just sexually, like things that would...
You understand if you do that, you're going to open a door to seeing if he's had sexual abuse in his life or if he's had sexual trauma, because this is a big, this is not a small question you're asking of a person. And
that's the thing. I've been abused in the past, and I'm dealing with it right now. And he's been very supportive with me on that, so I'd be able to understand and to help him, or not just help him, but just to listen to him. So he knows that I'm the right person to tell those things. If it comes from a trauma,
So it seems as though you have some sort of mirroring going on, where there's something about him that's touching something about you in a way that you don't want to let go of a thing that you clearly identify as a problem.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe the bigger issue is what's going on with you, that while you are clear to see it as a problem in him and as a dysfunction in him and your relationship, you can't let it go, and it might be easier to work it out by working out his problems. It might be more beneficial to you if you are in some therapeutic relationship to figure out what is this problem that you're mirroring out in the relationship with him and trying to get him to speak about so you can fix it in him instead of addressing whatever it is that's actually creating this interlock with him and you, because you're clearly stating in a person that you barely know some kind of deep-seated attachment to an issue that you call a problem, a dissatisfaction and a real problem and something that's not working for you. And considering that you really don't know this person, it's a big connection. It's a lot of glue. So considering that it has a lot of glue, you might want to find out in your own therapeutic relationship what it's grabbing onto in you and address yourself instead of trying to work it out through this person who's practically a stranger and bringing yet another issue that's similar or same to your own issues into your life right now and complicating it and finding an escape route from addressing your own stuff.
Wow. Will you be my life coach, Sharon Stone?
Seriously.
I need your help too.
I mean, this is not at all unusual. And it is certainly not at all unusual for anyone, since you claim that you have had an abuse issue you're addressing, which I have to say, congratulations. That is a lot of courage and a lot of introspection, and it's a very big and wonderful thing. And since at least 3 out of 5 of every woman have been abused, it's a brave and good thing for you not only to do, but to talk about on the air. So good for you for doing it. But certainly 3 out of every 5 women have been sexually abused by the time they're 18 years old. So given that, and these are times when others should have been protecting young women and girls, this is time when the scarring is very deep and people feel very out of control. And then sometimes it's very difficult for us to, as adults, as 30-year-old and 40-year-olds, to take ownership of the whole self and address it. So it's easier sometimes to look at other people and to even partner with other people who mirror some of the crises that we've had, the crises of that period. And we don't understand why we're getting involved with these people when we see this big attraction and we think that they're perfect. Well, we're seeing the perfection of ourselves. And that's a good validation. And it's good that you have the compassion and kindness for him that reflects a compassion and kindness for yourself. But you don't really need to find his answers. It's about finding your answers. And his issues are going to be different than yours, just by the very nature of it. And you may want to invite him into a talk group that you're in, or there are groups that people are in. There are 12-step programs for this. There's all kinds of things that you might befriend him in, but it doesn't sound like coupling with this person who has similar or same issues is your way to healing.
Well, I hope I hope that it doesn't come from a trauma. I hope for him. Yeah, but the thing is, how do I...
Well, it probably doesn't come from a good time. It probably doesn't come from something good.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely.
So, you have to anticipate that it's going to come from something difficult.
But he may not be anywhere close to recognizing that. To
where you are in your good work.
Yeah. Yeah, it took me a while, so...
Yeah, that work is big, and it takes time and effort, and it's amazing that you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of work, but I'm making it work. And he's been very supportive about it. So this is why I'm now also willing to be there for him, because he's been so much here for me in just 2 months, and I want to give back.
If he is a perfect guy, I feel like you could kind of tell him exactly everything that you told us, and hopefully he'll be really receptive. And
I hope so. I'm really scared to make him feel bad about.
Right now, she just needs to be honest, completely, like what you said. Have a real conversation.
Because you're not being cruel. You're not being cruel by any stretch of the imagination. And if he takes it as that, then that's a warning. But I think exactly, like having pretty much sitting him down and telling him exactly everything you told us, that even like the kinky stuff or like this, and these are the things that that you want, and maybe he, like Sharon said, it may open up a lot of stuff in him that he hasn't really explored, but there's no harm, I think, in being incredibly frank. And I think if you just like ghost him or something, that's rude, and I don't think you want to do that. No, so listen to me using terms like ghost.
Using millennial terms. I like that. So give her some final advice.
I think that's happened to all of us at this point. I mean, it's a technological reality of how people behave.
But Charlene, I think you just be honest and frank with him. You sound so lovely, and I think the relationship seems worthy of an honest conversation.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
You seem to have an awful lot of generosity and care and compassion for others. Just be sure to have that much for yourself.
That's beautiful.
He's like me. He's as generous and kind. So I think...
Well, then no matter what, it seems that you found, at the very minimum, a very good friend.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Charlene.
Oh, Charlene,
Charlene,
yes.
thank you. I know it's
Thank
late.
you so much.
You know what? I hope for the best for you guys. I hope that you're tearing it up in the sheets in a couple weeks.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
So
Thank
much.
you.
That was great. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Sharon, you're incredible.
Wow, that poor girl.
That was the quietest I've been in a long time.
That she just wants to go on that route to nowhere is really sad. And she's so hooked in. It's such a neurotic interlock. 2 months, and she just
Very
wants to
wise.
help him and do this and do that. And she's in the middle of dealing with her stuff. It's like you just want to go, honey, psychiatrist's office, get over there. It's called a neurotic interlock. Get right down there and get it done.
I need more of you in my life.
Yes, definitely.
I probably need more of you in my life because you're hilarious and wonderful and cute and darling, and I love your kid.
Thank you. You were so
So
sweet.
cute.
You're lovely to him. Okay.
My sons would love him.
We have one more call.
Loves
and
older boys.
this call is not going to be nearly as heavy. We're just dealing with a creepy coworker. So we're going to call Lauren. She's in Atlanta, and she's 24.
Hello.
Hey, Lauren, it's Sim. How are you?
Hey, Sim. It's good. How are you?
I'm doing
Hi,
well.
Lauren.
That's
it's
Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Hey, thank you so much for talking with us, and I can't believe that I get to introduce the most amazing Sharon Stone.
Hi.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi,
Man, I tell
honey.
you
How are
what,
you?
Sharon is
I'm
fucking
doing well.
smart,
Good.
man. She is. Yeah, I'm.
I can't wait to see how Sharon tackles this.
Lauren, I'm getting an education tonight for sure.
We all are.
We all are. Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
All right.
Anyway, sorry.
So, Lauren, what's going on with your coworker?
Pretty much started becoming friends with this older guy.
How old?
He's 33 and I'm 24. And purely like as friends, like knew other people in each other's departments, so started hanging out and talking. Like did happy hour with coworkers, went to a couple lunches, a couple solo lunches, but purely as friends. Like to me, it was like very mentorish. He was giving me a lot of advice.
oh.
Anyways, it was going really well.
By
And,
the way,
like,
you have a
he,
boyfriend, right? Just make sure. Yeah. So you're not single.
Yeah. I am not single. I've been with my amazing boyfriend for 3 years. Actually, this Thursday is 3 years. And
Oh,
the
I
other
love
guy at
that.
work knows about him.
I love it that you. I can feel your smile when you talk about him.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like I told my friend at work about it. Like obviously I'm very open about how much in love I am, and so it was just really interesting because we were at a solo lunch. He got my number and was like going to introduce me to a friend for a career opportunity. And we got back from lunch, we got on our office computers, and he sent me a chat through our business chat thing. And he goes, I should probably delete your number so I don't drunk text you.
So he doesn't drunk text you, right?
Yes.
Yes. So he's already.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So he's already being
boy.
creepy.
Yep.
He's been doing that for a while. He's been making you feel uncomfortable with a bunch of uncomfortable texts. But right now you're feeling like he can also be an asset professionally, right? He introduced you to someone that can help advance your career. So you're trying to figure out how you can make this work. Whereas
I kind of want to hear more of the creepy things.
Oh, you do?
I do. I want to hear more of the
All right.
creepy things.
All right.
Lauren, can we get more creepy?
Yeah, I sent Sim a lot because we talked on Sunday and then
Has he said anything specifically sexually inappropriate to you?
No, nothing sexually inappropriate. He hasn't like crossed any lines like that intensively, just like subtle things. And like, he's from the South. I'm not. So I feel like there's also like a cultural difference. Like I'm very like, I call it how it is. So like when he first said the thing about having my number, I was like, yeah, you probably should. Like, haha. Like trying to play it off kind of funny, but like also like agreeing and being like, yes, if you think that you're going to do that, like, yes, delete it.
Let me ask you a couple questions. Did your boyfriend get upset about this?
No. He was mad because I emailed you guys first to ask about it before telling him.
That's really cute.
But he wasn't like mad. He was just like,
Thank you, Lauren.
you like told the show before you told me. And I was like, well, I don't know. I like didn't know how you'd react, but if I had the show, like I knew you'd think it was cool, so like we could like talk about it.
And do you have feelings about your own behavior leading up to it that you in any way were causative of this, either purposefully or by accident?
You mean feeling towards the other guy at work?
That any of your behavior towards him, either purposefully or by accident, would have led this to occur?
I mean, that's something I've been racking my brain about. And I really don't think I have. We haven't really talked a lot in person other than we go to lunch. And I'm not ever like close to him.
All right. Let me just mention a couple of things that I heard. And then you can tell me how that they felt to you. You said that you had a couple solo lunches with him?
Yeah. In the beginning of us talking.
All right. So how many is a couple?
2.
Okay. And then after those solo lunches, you gave him your phone number?
At the second lunch, he was talking to me about this career opportunity, and he was like, I really think you should meet my friend. And I was like, yeah, I would love that. That would be great. Whether or not.
I heard that, but you did give him your phone number.
Yeah, he texted the friend.
Okay.
Right there.
So you're young, Lauren. I understand, but he's a guy who would normally find you within his dateable group. And I'm sure you're a very attractive and bright person. You work in his circle. And so he considers you probably a colleague. Would that be correct?
We're in different departments, so we don't work together on a day-to-day basis. Like, we barely actually ever work.
Would he consider you
together.
a peer, someone that he would respect intellectually and so forth?
Absolutely, yes.
Right. So he probably considers you someone, dateable for him. So, I think he's probably in his mind complimenting you that he's had lunch with you a couple times. He has your number. He probably doesn't know you well enough to know whether you have a boyfriend or not.
Well, he does. That's what I mean. Is we've talked openly about both of our respective relationships. Like, he's fully aware that I've been with Nick for 3 years, and the common office joke is like, when am I getting engaged? But that's not really on the table for me and or Nick. We're just career focused right now. And can you bleep his name out?
Yeah,
Shit.
sure.
So the thing is, those are intimate conversations when you talk about who you're dating. Those aren't work talks. And usually when we talk about our intimate life, it denotes intimacy. And that invites someone another step into our world. It might just all take care of itself if you write him a note or an email and just say, I've enjoyed meeting you and knowing you. And I just want to clarify my relationship with you a little bit so that I feel that I'm being clear here at work.
Right.
I admire you as a work colleague and I appreciate your mentorship.
I've definitely said several of those things to him.
But I think
But you might be missing the most important part.
I think compiling them in a specific email. Do you have a human resource department at your job?
Yes.
I think that compiling them in an email or a letter, and then just says, I hope that by having lunch with you on my own, or giving you my number, which was specifically meant to be introduced to a work colleague, didn't any way seem as though I was being invitational or inappropriate, because I am not. I am in a relationship and I am engaged. But I do really enjoy your company and your friendship or whatever. And then you can take it to your human resource department and you can ask your human resource person, does this feel appropriate to send within the office? Because this person has not been inappropriate with me, but I am feeling slightly that I've gotten this relationship out of kilter, and I don't know if I had anything to do with it, or if in fact it's really even happening, but it feels a little uncomfortable. Is this the right way to phrase that?
That is so fucking brilliant. And Lauren, I know you're young and this will be a hard, scary thing for you, but it will be such a moment of growth. And once you get something like this under your belt, every other instance will get easier and easier. Because there's going to be times in your career when you have to fire people. There's going to be uncomfortable times. If you're, successful, as I know you are going to be, but you're going to have all kinds of these challenges within the workplace for the rest of your career. And it's really important right now to pass this first big hurdle. And it will be easier than you think, but in your head, while you're sort of composing the email, I think you should do exactly what Sharon said. But it'll feel a little scary. Your heart might be pounding a little bit as you walk towards human resources, but I think it is the wisest advice.
I think we want to just do clear, clean sentences, nothing ambiguous, because as we create boundaries in our life, which is really what this is all about, we don't want people to feel they're at all ambiguous.
Right.
They just should be really clear and clean and kind.
I love that.
Make sure you take screenshots of all your text messages that he sent you.
Yeah.
Just so you don't get erased by accident in case you need it.
We didn't
later.
get into too much of the stuff, but I think there is a lot more
Well, she's actually sent me the text messages, and he's just being.
Well, they're chat messages.
Chat messages, right?
I'm not and maybe it is because I'm young, but and it's also a little twisted. I don't know if that part was fully clear, but he's offering me, or he introduced me to someone, and I might be leaving my current position to go work for that person. So that's another twisted factor. And then on top of that, I just don't feel the need to involve HR. I feel like that's blowing it out of proportion. Whereas I'd rather just stop talking to him and just shut it down. But I don't know if that's something that you guys think is an option.
Is there a piece of this that you feel guilty or uncomfortable about that you don't want someone to know?
Yeah. The fact that he introduced me to someone that's, potential new career opportunity for me, I feel a little indebted. And we were having a good friendship leading up to it. And then he just opened his mouth and said something stupid, and I called him out. And now it's we can't be friends because he has a stupid crush. It's that's stupid. That's annoying.
Maybe you and your fiancé need to invite him out to dinner to thank him for this new job opportunity.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Him and his wife.
That'll put an end to it quickly.
Yeah.
Is he married?
Pretty brilliant.
That actually is brilliant.
Oh, well then have you and your fiancé invite him either over to your home or out to dinner.
As a thank you. I love that.
As a thank you for this fantastic new job opportunity and how much you will look forward to spending time with them. And then be incredibly affectionate and kind and loving to your fiancé.
Future fiancé, but yeah.
And then just make sure you tell your boyfriend up front that you'd like him to demonstrate some proprietary behavior when you're together.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That you want the guy to make sure that.
But is it okay if I leave HR out? Is that okay? Or
of course it is. But you could. Okay. I think. What do you think, Anna?
Well, I think if you stay in your current position, here's the thing: is that I think,
maybe if I stay, if you stay, that would make
because here's the thing. Truly, I think that. You sound really reasonable. Your hesitancy to go to HR means that you're reasonable. Because people who run straight to HR without flagging anything, I don't know, whatever. But
I don't want to be dramatic.
Right.
I am young. I don't want to come off
right.
As,
but here's the
immature.
thing: it won't come off.
If you tell them,
it won't come off like that. It'll come off as strong.
I might be immature, but I want to make sure that I'm behaving correctly.
Right.
It doesn't have anything to do with him. He hasn't done anything wrong, really.
Yeah.
But I just want to make sure I didn't signal incorrectly.
The HR will recognize you as a powerful person, and that is important.
If I stay, but if I leave, then I don't really.
If you leave, go to dinner.
I like the way you brought that up. Yeah, though. You want to go to HR and make sure that she didn't signal anything incorrectly. That's a great approach.
It's just responsible.
And I think, not at all. I mean, you don't, I don't know. I think that if you stay, I think you should definitely do that. And if you don't stay, I think the dinner thing is a great idea.
It's a really good idea.
Yeah, and ask your boyfriend to really befriend him.
Yeah.
Be really buddies with him.
That will end everything right there. You'll never hear from him again after that dinner.
Have you met his wife before?
No, I haven't. No, I have not met her, but I've seen pictures, and I know what he got her for Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's weird.
It was like we were friends, and then it just got really weird.
Well,
so that's more.
Well, it's really
that's probably another hesitation to go to HR because, he's doing me a favor. I don't want to cause a ruckus. So
I think you're really going to have to sit down with yourself and do some real conscious clearing, and ask yourself if you are being too personal, and you might want to just might want to gently disengage from too much more personal sharing, unless that's what you want, and then you're going to have to face that.
I was planning on just stopping communication for a while. And
I wouldn't stop it completely. You might want to just professionalize your communication.
Right.
I feel, Lauren, when I was in my 20s, maybe I still do it too, I did a lot of I guess sort of inadvertent friendliness, maybe. I wanted, in my need for people to like me, which I still have a strong need. That's why I do podcasts. Oh, God, the worst.
Well, it worked.
But I love you. Thanks, I love you too. But I think that I was constantly giving maybe mixed signals to people constantly.
I tend to get told I'm very friendly. You're not far off. I
don't want to blame myself for.
I don't intend to. No, I'm like you. I don't intend to give that impression.
Right.
I just am a nice person.
Right, and I laugh at people's jokes that I don't think are that funny. I'm nice. I'll ask
right.
Let me ask you a question,
I'm overly
Lauren.
empathetic.
Lauren, are you attractive?
Yeah, I guess.
And
I don't know. Did Sim find me on Facebook?
Yeah, yes.
We're
I found
not
you on
asking
Facebook.
Sim. We're asking you. Are you attractive, and do men find you attractive?
Yes.
It's important then that you don't misuse the power of that, because it's not elegant as a woman to misuse that. And when we're young, it's a little bit heady to be able to induce what you want to occur by the sheer power of the intoxication of your attractiveness. And when you're young, when you're in your 20s, it's the first time that you really recognize, look what I can do with that. And then you find, maybe you're in positions.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was like, this is not what I meant to do. And this is definitely the first time this has ever happened to me in a corporate environment. So I'm just like.
But in reality, it happens before and it happens around you. And these are just the first time you're hearing danger. You're feeling that danger feeling. And it's really wonderful that you reached out because of it, because it's important that you learn that your attractiveness has a purpose, and it has meaning, and you have to be together in body, mind, and spirit. One thing shouldn't just yank you around, and it becomes thin, and your attractiveness or your beauty can become cheap if you allow it to take on lesser value, and if you use it for things, to gain things or to grab things or to manipulate people, even if you think, it's just all in good fun, or, I can do this because men have that. In the end, you'll find that you build a person that you don't want to be. And when we're young, we're building ourselves. We're building the foundation of our character. It's like we're writing a book, and every day is a page in that book. But what you have to remember is, you're going to look back when you're 30 and 40 and 50, and those pages are still in your book. That's still you. You don't want to write a boring book. You want to write an exciting book where you failed and succeeded, and it's so exciting to read, and it's fine to make mistakes. That's what makes the story of you so wonderful. But you also don't want to write pages where you think, is that what I was really up to?
No, there's so much truth to what you just said.
Oh, for me too.
It's something I definitely feel like I stumbled into, but I'm very thankful for Anna for having the show and for having you on tonight, because I feel like you have so much, that was just wow, so much wisdom that I can't thank you enough for that.
It's okay to tell your boyfriend, and it's okay to tell this man. Look, I might have sent out signals that I didn't mean to, because I'm a lot younger than you, and I was really so flattered by your attention because I admire you, and I really want to do better and get these other jobs, and I really like that you paid attention to me. It made me feel so special, but I didn't mean to, inure the wrong kind of attention. And
right.
and I'm awkward still. I'm awkward in this. This is like my first important job. I want to, do this, and I'm not smooth.
This has never happened before, so I'm figuring it out as I go along.
It's okay not to be smooth. It's okay to stumble. It's okay not to be great at it.
Yeah, I feel like I would like to be able to say that. I don't know if either in writing or in person, but one of the two, I really say that. But I also don't want to keep being present in his life if I'm being if he's not
seeing you,
if he can't get over, yeah, right. Which
well, he can't get over it unless you fill in the rest of the coloring of the puzzle, because you have all the pieces there, and he doesn't. Right. He's just wanting to put some pieces down because you probably made him feel pretty special and attractive.
I kind of shut it down. I kind of sent pretty straight messages to him. I was more rude though. I would want to do it in a more professional way. I kind of snapped for a second and was like, dude, you're not getting it, and just went off. But I would definitely think a more professional approach would kind of
you can apologize.
Solidify things and put yeah, right, exactly.
You can just say you got scared by the whole situation.
Exactly.
And say, the thing is, you are so special, you're so smart, you're so talented. I was so flattered to have attention by you, and I probably didn't handle it great. And I'd like to start over because I still think you're special and talented and smart, and I admire you, and I'd like to do better and not create an inappropriate circumstance, which I really don't mean, because I'm madly in love with my boyfriend. I mean, this is not a big deal, and people do that.
It takes so long to figure out how to communicate like that. I don't know how to do that, to identify everything within me and be able to project that,
Well, because we get embarrassed, but so what? So we're embarrassed for 5 minutes.
Because and our embarrassment is so much more powerful than any emotion.
To stand in front of someone and say,
probably,
I fucked up and I'm embarrassed and I'm really sorry, is hugely powerful.
Yeah. Yes, you will get a lot of respect.
Taking ownership is definitely
exactly.
a good thing.
Yes, and you'll it will help you in all areas of your life. People really admire ownership, and
and to finish that conversation by saying, my boyfriend and I would like to invite your wife and you over to our house or out to dinner to thank you for everything you've done for me. And here's a handwritten invitation that you could give to your wife, and thanks, and walk out is an aces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lauren, that was intense. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I hope you should. I want you to play this back.
I have butterflies.
Play this back a couple of times when we release it, because that was amazing.
Of course.
Lauren, we love you. Thank you so much.
I love you guys so much. What you guys do here is amazing, and I appreciate the transparency, and you guys are great. Thank you so much. Love you guys.
Thank you, Lauren.
Bye, Lauren.
Bye.
Bye.
She's owned a big piece of herself.
Yeah.
She owned a big piece of her person.
Yes. Yeah, completely. You were amazing.
You were great too.
Thanks. No,
We're good together, actually.
Yeah.
Sharon, do you want to take my place? Why don't you? You'll have a regular gig. I'll sit over there. I won't talk.
No, but you did really good because you have that tender
I really care.
and
we
gentle
really
and
care.
caring. You know what I mean? And I'm much more like, let's just cut to the fucking chase.
Yeah, but that's amazing.
Yeah, but
You know,
sometimes you have to hear that.
Yeah, like you cut right to the core.
Like,
it's incredible.
Own your attractiveness. Own yourself as a person.
But I would never be able to give that because I'm not sure I feel those things. You know, like that's why we're unqualified.
You are sure you feel them, but somewhere in your background, somebody told you it's not okay to say. Like, there's that beautiful poem, you know, who are you not to be beautiful? Mm-hmm. You know, if you believe in God or the universe or whatever, that made you beautiful, Anna. And I mean, you chose to be beautiful. The universe, this is like, it's your gift and it's part of your purpose in the world. Why would you go around pretending you don't know that you're beautiful? Like, it's a waste of fucking time because guess what? By the time you're my age, it's going to be flying out the door and you're going to be thinking, why didn't anybody tell me that I was so I could look in the mirror and go, you know what? You're fucking right. Look at me. I mean, it's stupid. It's just stupid that you're not supposed to think you're attractive. Like, look in the mirror yourself. Like, look at me. I'm a hot guy. We go around with all these stupid insecurities. Why?
I love this.
It's just a waste of goddamn time because people.
It's a waste of goddamn time.
Well, because people tell you you're supposed to be. What is it you're supposed to be about that? Like, humble, shy. Not think that that's okay.
God damn it, I'm hot.
Why shouldn't you think that
I am hot?
I want every one of my
Come
kids
on.
to think that they're just fantastic. I want them to walk into a room and think, I'm just fantastic and you're fucking lucky to know me.
You have given all of us such a gift.
What an amazing time.
Yeah.
This was an incredible. Thank you so much, Sharon.
You.
Well, if you can own yourself.
Yeah.
Then you have the ability to be kind and gracious and good and present with everybody else. If you're busy walking around like, am I this, am I that, am I what's it, how are you going to be nice to anybody else?
Right.
I'm blown away.
I don't know. But you're being very kind and nice to me.
No.
No, I'm like, you're just amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, will you tell Sim in unison, we tell Sim, we say, fuck you, Sim, on the count of three. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, Sim.
Oh,
she changed it.
I love thank you.
She said thank you instead of fuck you.
It's beautiful. I was just saying yesterday.
Oh, we're going to say fuck you?
Oh, I thought she changed it.
Oh, ready. Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Fuck
you, Sam.
Ooh, that was hot.
Follow us on Unqualified on all of our social media. Please review on iTunes. And if you want to submit a question, go on unqualified.com. Good night, everyone.
Good night.